My name is Megan Fonfara, and I am the Onboarding Specialist for Midwest Labs. Just a little bit about myself. I have been a member of the Midwest Labs team for about 6 years now. My roles include assisting new clients, navigating the steps to get started for the first time with Midwest Labs, and then also training existing clients to properly navigate both the website, any of our resources, and then utilize the Mylab portal platform through webinars and then daily calls and emails. And then, of course, I host monthly portal webinars, and then this year, some additional industry-specific webinars. And then I also create supplemental material for all the industries to support internal employees and our clients as well. So a little bit about Midwest Labs. Our mission is to drive a positive impact on the lives of our employees, our clients, and our communities. We've been driving smart decisions since 1975, and we do this by recruiting individuals in the fields of chemistry, biochemistry, microbiology, animal science, agronomy, agricultural science, and environmental science. So here in Omaha, we have many different labs within our operation, and we provide analysis for soil, plants, pet food and animal feed, which is now under all of animal nutrition, food and beverage, compost and fertilizer, also nutrient management, fuel, and environmental samples. So this just kind of gives you a little timeline of when things open. So back in 1975 was when our soils lab first opened, with our feeds lab and metals lab, and then later chromatography, microbiology, and then wet chemistry. And then a little bit later on down the road, foods lab, and then fuels lab in 2002. So we're located here in Omaha, Nebraska, and we are ISO and Mylab accredited labs. We have a 14 building campus here that kind of shows you the map here. And the little building there where you see main office drop-off location, 13611 B Street, that's our mailing address. So that'll be on your paperwork when you send in samples. And then this is for local clients that come in to physically drop off their samples. We have a client services team waiting in that main office to assist them. So if you're interested in a tour of the lab, so say you're visiting Omaha or maybe you are local to the area, you can go to midwestlabs.com/tour-request, and then we can get that scheduled with you or anyone from your company. You can also call our number too to get more information about that. So we have those analytical capabilities I mentioned, so soil, plants, metals, wet chem, microbiology, food and ingredients, animal nutrition, and shelf life. But a lot of people don't know we have many additional service offerings through our lab. So we have the account management platform, which is what we're going over today, the Mylab portal. We have an entire team devoted to customer success, and then each industry has its own team of industry experts. So if you are submitting samples for pet food and animal feed, you'll get an animal nutrition account manager, and then they are experts in that field. So that's kind of a nice perk to having an account with Midwest Labs. We do method development and validation studies. We have a quality assurance control team. We have an environmental sampling team here that ventures out into the surrounding areas to do actual, on-site sampling for many companies. We have sampling supplies available, which I will show you how to order through the portal as well as by calling us. And we have local courier services with Fremont location, and then API integration, which is for larger companies looking to integrate, their system with our system a little bit easier. So we have, an IT team devoted to, and some account managers devoted to setting that up for clients. And as always, if you have additional questions about anything regarding this, please contact us or talk to your account manager. So for today, I'm going to go over a little bit with the website itself, just to point where things are at, and then also to go over the Mylab portal. So we'll go over submitting proper paperwork, ordering supplies, viewing your test results, and then paying those monthly invoices. So within the portal, there will be different tabs, and we will go over as though you have full admin access to the user dashboard, the fee catalog or available analysis, submitting your sample paperwork, which is the most important thing to do when you send in samples, supply ordering, shipping labels that you can generate, but you can always just take it somewhere and ship it yourself, how to view those reports when your tests are done, how to add other users to your account, and then how to pay monthly invoices. So to get started, I always tell people to bookmark, first of all, our website, midwestlabs.com, mylab.midwestlabs.com, and you can just type that exactly into your browser and favorite those. And then to check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can view our past webinars, the webinars we will continue to be recording and posting this year, industry specific, and the monthly portal webinars, which I do each month. So that's the www.youtube.com/@Midwest Labs Omaha. That's also available on our website, and I will show you where to get to that website. So when you come to the homepage, the Get Started tab is where I direct people most often. This is kind of the steps to do business with us. So from picking your analysis package and completing a submittal form to mailing in your samples, how to view your results and create that account, as well as industry landing pages. So these steps will be mirrored on our portal, so that will make a little bit of sense here. But this is kind of just very thorough explanations of how to do each step with Midwest Labs. And then if you jump over to our industries, you can browse the full fee catalog here. And there's also a link to that from our portal, but I just wanted to show you if you're coming directly to the website, this will populate. You can download a copy. But the one on the website is always updated in real time. So I always refer to the source of truth coming back to the website. So if you skip to the table of contents, it is broken out by our industries. So if you are here for a pet food sample, we have everything up to date, including, so the upcoming pet food modernization, labeling, and things like that are in here already. But anyways, the standard packages, basically under each industry, if you kind of hover over a page number, it will jump to that page. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, like I said, you can just download the full fee catalog and then view it from your desktop. This will have, the full analysis, what's included, all of the methods, sample size required, turnaround time for results, and then current pricing. So if there's something you're not seeing, please give us a call. Okay, back to this. So I'm just going to jump to a quick, the animal nutrition. So that's been renamed recently. That's pet food and animal feed. But our landing pages for our industries will include some of the popular analysis that we offer, some of the most recommended testing packages. So that's kind of a nice little guide, good, better, best. What is it that people are coming here to request? If you're not seeing it there, obviously you'll go to the full catalog. And then anything updated. So new pet food label modernization packages, that'll take you to a page for that. Nice submittal forms listed on the right, and then any guides and resources we have made specific to that industry, we also have here on the right. So this guaranteed analysis here is a good document guide for new pet food testing clients, as well as what we covered in our last webinar. So just good to know where to access things. You can also click on resources. The resources tab has submittal forms. This is for people who like to print off a submittal form and handwrite it. To each their own, that is perfectly fine. We just want paperwork with the samples, but if you can use the portal, kudos. That helps efficiency. It reduces any delay in testing turnaround and hand entry for our employees. So we encourage you to try to use the portal. We have a nice list of product and sampling guides. So basically all industries will have them listed, but this is where they're housed. And then I was mentioning that YouTube channel. So if you click just on video library, this is where you can view our past recordings. And then if you click on, so our how to submit a pet food sample or our animal nutrition webinar, once you click on that and start viewing it, you'll see our channel. And then you can, you can click on the channel and subscribe. So then you'll get notified each time we have new material. But I recommend checking this out for folks, especially with our webinar series. We do an ag webinar series during the fall season. We have some great ones over meeting some of our account managers on the ag side, some sampling information, and then of course just recently our industry specific animal nutrition webinar and shelf life. So always good information here. So check out our resources tab. Otherwise, blogs and contact us, Mylab portal. So if you click on Mylab portal, it just jumps over to the login page. So if you don't have an account, it'll just be the sign up or the sign in page where you can create new account. Otherwise, you will have to open an account or have the account admin add you under the account management tab, which I'll show you how to do in a little bit. But basically, once you get logged in as an admin, you'll see your user dashboard. Think of this as just kind of a snapshot of your account. So if we have any new announcements, so Speedy for some zip codes has a new shipping option. So click here to learn more. Or the new pet food label modernization packages are now available. Please click here to review those offerings. So if we have a new method or something exciting that's coming down the pipe, we will have some banners here. Other than that, you'll just have notifications, some nice FAQs. Think of this like the resources tab. Some people like to just have those accessible here in the portal. How many accounts you have and users on that account, billing, so a running balance, your recent analysis orders, and then supply orders. So that available analysis tab, that's gonna be that one that jumps to the website, which I showed you earlier, and gives you the full fee catalog. So we're gonna start with submitting samples. So click on Submit Samples. And I'm just kind of using an internal test account here through Midwest Lab. So I'm not using any specific client account. But you'll come in here to submit samples and then you'll select your sample type. This is by industry. So we're going to start off with pet food. I'm going to choose pet food and then I'm going to choose dry pet food as my subsample type. This is then going to populate the submittal form. So think of your description box as your report header. So however you want that report header to show. Description to PO and comments, safety data sheet. Some sample types have safety data sheets. You will know if your sample has a safety data sheet. Otherwise, just leave it as is. So none of these are required fields. Only red boxes are required fields. If you have a PO, you're welcome to type it in there. Sample ID, folks ask, is this something we generate? This is just however you've labeled your physical samples. So if you're sending one, however you've labeled that bag of pet food or soil or whatever the sample is, water, whatever it is, you'll put in the sample ID there. You'll choose your test. So I'm going to choose that F2 guaranteed analysis. If you have questions even in here, you can click on the little I and it's going to populate the price, what is tested, and the methods. So just kind of a nice little quick check on what you're getting in that test. You can add multiple tests as well. So just know that. They'll just populate down below the test box. Date and time for this sample type are not required, but if you want, just select the actual calendar icon, click the date, and if you are doing time, read that there. It says 24-hour time, example 15:30. So that means military time, no colon. I know that's a little funky, but that is how it was designed. So make sure you do that. If you try to type in a time, going to give you this little exclamation point over here, and it's going to tell you it's an incorrectly formatted field. So this is also why I'm here. If there's ever any issues, if you're having trouble submitting, I will give you my contact information at the end here. I'm available Monday through Friday for any questions on the portal or Midwest Labs in general, and I love to do one-on-one training. So if it's your first time submitting samples and you'd love to just have someone on the phone walking you through it, that is what I'm here for. So for the pet food clients, we actually added under the comment box the expected levels. So as you may know, if you are in the animal feed nutrition sector, you do have some expected levels with your pet treats. So you can always enter those here. They're not required. So you can click the copy sample or add sample button. I'm just going to keep adding those for however many samples I have. My sample IDs will obviously be different for each, but let's see. If you use the little arrow to the right of each box, that's going to just populate down on through. So that's nice if you're coming in here and you're doing a large number of samples and everything is the same. You can just use that arrow to the right. Also, it's worth noting, and I can show you this when we do an egg sample, if you do numerical, so numerical or letters, if you do the arrow to the right, it's going to populate that down sequentially as well. So that's kind of a nice little feature too, if you just want to, you know, call them 1, 2, and 3. Add sample group. This is by industry. So keep in mind, if you just have pet food samples, or say you're doing dry and then you're also doing wet, you can come down here and do those separately, or say you're doing some pet food and some water sampling, it's by industry. So keep that in mind. If you're not doing that, you can just click remove group. If everything looks correct, you'll do review order. This is going to give you a nice little summary page, pricing, and make sure your samples and your testing's good. You have the opportunity to go back to order. But if everything looks good, you'll click submit, give it a second. Just kind of telling you, hey, don't forget to print this off. So you're going to see a lot of people ask, where am I sending this? This is right under our logo, the 13611 B Street in Omaha. This is the actual submittal form and what it will look like. So you'll see these little QR codes. And then this is the document you'll put in the box with your samples, normally in Ziploc bags or coolers or bottles, depending on if it's water and things like that. So you'll actually print this off and put it in the box with samples. So anytime you click submit order, if you're having issues or need to email this to someone or come back later, you can always go to the View Documents tab. This is where all of your submittals are housed. And the main question I get is, I just messed up on my submittal form. Am I getting charged for that? What do I do now? Don't panic. You can make as many submittal forms as you want. We are only physically scanning in what you mail to us with your sample box. So, let's say I don't want to use this order form. I can do one of two things. I can go back into submit samples and start over. Or if I go back to my user dashboard, and I know this is kind of a little hidden nugget, but we found out that it does work. And I know down the road here, when we do some enhancements to the portal, we'd like to allow an editable button next to the submittal form. But for now, if you click on these two little squares, you'll notice if you hover, it says copy to begin a new order. Say I just did those 3 samples and I want to just edit that. If I click those 2 squares, it's going to take me right back to that exact submittal form, which is nice. Now I'm going to say, I don't want vomitoxin. So I'm just going to click X, take those out, whatever it may be. Maybe I only have 2 samples. Maybe I found out I need to do some other testing. Make whatever edits you need and then just go review order and submit. So then I just tell people, put this one in the box when you send your samples. And every so often it happens where you've sent the sample and it's got the wrong paperwork in it. Don't panic. If you resubmit it, let your account manager know. We can pull your paperwork off of your account as well and print it out and then match it up with your samples in the lab. So it is nice that we can access your paperwork as well that you submit. We just ask, obviously, that you put it in the box with your samples as well so that we don't have to then match up paperwork. So sometimes people order supplies. Oh, I wanted to show you one more thing. So under submit samples, I will go to agriculture. It's a big time for soil sampling. It is finally spring, so it's going to look a little bit different. Most of the other industries look the same as the one I just showed you, but agriculture any of those sample types are going to have now grower, farm, and field. So I just wanted to show you, it kind of looks a little different, but it's still going to have red boxes as to what's required. So now instead of description, it's going to have the grower name. None of these other fields are required, but if you want to use them, you certainly can. They will reflect on your report. Sample ID, so I'm just going to do 1, and then I'm going to click copy sample. I'm going to add 9 additional samples. I've got 10 soil samples coming in this spring. So there you go. It populated down sequentially. I will choose my test. A lot of folks do lawn and garden if they're just doing, obviously a front or backyard. If you're doing a field, a lot of people do the S3C the first time. It's our most comprehensive package. Again, you can click on the little I. Your account will show you pricing. Mine's just not because it's an internal account, but it will show you everything that's included in that. And again, you can add multiple tests. Once you click on a standard test, you can add additional packages. So these additional tests won't show up unless you pick a standard package. So just keep that in mind. So then once you have your tests in there, it's for surface soil 0-6. If it's subsoil, we can show you how to do those in a minute, but you can come in here also and do some recommendations. So this is what the previous crop was, what you're looking to grow there. That's kind of a nice little feature, and it's usually, I think, $1 more per test. So I'm just going to click this arrow again because I'm doing the same tests, the same depth, and the same recommendations for everything. As an ag client, if you're going to add subsoils, I recommend doing all your surface soils first and then coming in here with this little blue checkbox and doing your subsoils second. So if you do that, it's just going to automatically populate the nitrate nitrogen for the tests, and then you can do depth. So usually 6 to 12, 12 to 18, and so forth. So add in your subsoils after. And then once you have everything, again, do review order. It is going to summarize your actual pricing in your account, so just know that, and then click submit order. So if you are submitting a water sample and you are looking to get a kit sent, please contact us, and your account managers can set up a auto scheduler on your account. If you're doing, say, monthly, quarterly, whatever that schedule may be for your different types of water testing, we can ship those kits to you with instructions on how to take water samples. So, but that is another sample type you can do on here. So environmental, which includes all the different waters. So I believe with water, I would recommend doing date and time because it's obviously very time sensitive. Okay, just pausing really quick. I see a question. What if our sample does not match the pre-formatted sample types? How would the sample be categorized in online form? Does Midwest Labs need to approve sample submission prior to customers sending a sample to the lab? Okay. So what if our sample does not match the pre-formatted sample types? Okay. So I guess my question is what, so you're saying, if I go back here, any of these, are you talking about, can you give me an example in that chat box? But I assume you mean if it doesn't fit under dry, wet, dry pet ingredient, wet pet ingredient, liquid, dry pet treats, swab and sponge, what do you need to do at that point? Is that correct? I believe that's what you're saying. Okay. So I would say if you're not seeing it there, contact us and we can tell you how to submit it, because basically these industries and these sample types are in there so that we can give you the proper testing options. So it's formatted that way. But, and Michelle, we can talk about this offline too. I think I know what you're talking about from when you filled out the registration, but I can certainly touch base with you and we can make sure to get the right category sent. Also, the nice thing about the portal is we can do customization. So we can add a custom test package and sample type. The account managers can help me do that, so that when you go in here, you'll have a little bit more of a customized portal with your category, your sub sample type, so whatever that naming convention is that you like, and then we would have then the tests that you need. So custom packages would be then listed for you. So then you can come in here and just choose quick, and then your custom package, and you know it's going to be exactly the same every time. So I think everything's doable here. So we'll just talk offline and we'll get that set up for you so that you can submit your paperwork on the portal. Okay, so ordering supplies. There are some supplies listed, but I always say if you're not seeing something in the portal, you can always contact us. We can happily put in an order for you. We do some items on here, so soil bags, some of our boxes, plant sample bags, and then a lot of our labels are sticky shipping labels, but I can also show you how to generate those on the portal as well, which you would just obviously tape to the box. And that's kind of it. So it's not an entirely long list of things, but if you're not seeing something, or again, if you need a water kit, contact your environmental account manager and we will get those specific kits sent to you. Just a quick note here, you're seeing minimum quantity 25, 1,000 each box. People get a little concerned here. It's 25 bags individually. And no, that does not mean you're getting 25,000. You're getting whatever amount you put in here. So it's 25 individual bags. Just like any shopping cart, you'll add your amount, you'll view cart, and then you'll just walk through confirming your address, clicking next. It's going to give you the total. There's certain supplies we don't charge for, but we do just charge shipping and handling. So once I hit submit order, then shipping will get that and then send that out to you. And then on your invoice, which comes the month after testing, so the first week of the month after testing, you'll have your whatever test you requested on your samples and then your supplies. So when you're ready and your report is in, we will email you a copy of your report. And also it will be available in real time under the View Reports tab. So I'm going to pull back my date quite a long ways here because this is an account internally, but I'm just going to show you what it will look like. So it's going to give you your account number, your date reported, your actual report number gets generated when the report is complete, starting with a 2-3 for the year or a 2-4 if it's 2024. Your info 1 and info 2. This is information based on what you submitted on your paperwork. So I like to tell people, submit a couple of samples, come in here. You can adjust the settings for how this dashboard reflects. And then also anything on this gray bar that has a little arrow to the right of it, you can click as a drop down and just search for something specific. So if you're looking for a specific person or whatever information you're searching for is in here by that. Column settings is nice because anything under line 1 is going to reflect on this dashboard. So say I want my sample ID and I also want my original submittal form. I'm going to change those to line 1 and click save. Now you'll notice I have my sample ID, which is another searchable field that a lot of clients like to search for, and then my original order form. So it's nice to match up my submittal form with that report. It's also going to show that on your invoice. So invoices are broken out by report number, and then it has the price, and then it also has your supplies. So everything's itemized out. But here you can click on the PDF of the report, and that's going to come up here for you. This is what will be emailed to you. And for those that don't have an email address, we physically still mail reports. It's going to come up with all of your information. And I believe at the end, it will have your account manager. It's taking a minute to load, but most other industries will have, that last page will have your account manager on there. And you should also get a welcome email too when you sign up for an account. It's going to tell you my name, customer service number and information, and your account manager in your industry. So you'll see your report number, your account number, the information you added as far as address, how you identified this on your paperwork, and so forth. If you're an ag client, you can also click on interactive report. If you forgot to add your recommendations, you can add them here in real time. Just keep in mind, it is going to update the information on this page, not make a new report. So if you want a new report, call your account manager, but if you want to just calculate some recommendations and then actually take a screenshot or jot down the information, you can do so under interactive report. So the other nice thing you can do from here, you can select the button by account, which is going to select all reports, or select one by one. You can email these to someone in your company. For ag, it's going to give you a report format. Otherwise, it's just going to give you the email and you'll get to email those reports. Or if you like to view your reports at the mid-year or end year in a CSV file or a spreadsheet, for budgeting purposes or how much testing you did or result comparison, you can select those reports, click view results. It's going to load all of those reports, and then you're going to go to export. So this is where you can choose either CSV or spreadsheet and click create file. That's just going to come up with a page to save it to your desktop. That's a nice little feature there. Once you are added to the portal, you will have access to the entire history of the account. So if you're a new person to the company and you get in here and you have access to the reporting tab, you can see everything from the very inception of the account with Midwest Labs. So people do often ask that. So resources tab is kind of just like the website. Shipping labels, so you can you're welcome to just take it to a courier and ship it off yourself with your paperwork included, but you can also come in here and select UPS, FedEx, and depending on your zip code, Speedy. It's broken out by weight. So 0 to 10 is $15. There's a guide down here. Use the following table if you have questions the first few times as to what, how many samples fit in a box, or if you have questions, please let us know. But this kind of just gives you a general guide, and it is soil samples, but that's 2 cups of soil in a bag, a Ziploc bag, or one of our soil bags. So it gives you an idea of that. Less than 10 pounds is going to hold 6 samples, 10 to 20 is going to hold 12. 20 to 40 is going to hold 24 to 30 samples, etc. So if you have any questions on these, let us know, but you can just click the label that you want. So I'm going to do UPS ground. We do have folks here in our receiving on Saturday mornings. So we do have next day air Saturday for those, urgent sample types and things that need to at least get received. Testing will start on Monday. So I will click next once I've got that down, and then I will choose my address, so my account address. This is just the, obviously sending from. And I always do this, so bear with me. There, we'll do the 1361 B Street. So then you'll go to a screen that says next. You'll confirm just like you did on ordering supplies, and then you'll click print label. This is just like your submittal form. So it's going to populate that actual label. And again, like submittal forms, you can print as many of these as you want all day. Just whatever you're putting on the box and we're scanning in at receiving. The receiving doc is what you're getting charged for that next month on your invoice. Keep that in mind. You can also schedule a pickup in here. I believe this is through Speedy or FedEx. If you don't have Speedy in your area, it will be FedEx. So you just go through the prompts kind of the same way and click schedule pickup. This will let FedEx know you've got a package ready to be picked up. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to them directly. The account management tab I mentioned earlier. So this is where you are, say, the admin. You have full access to everything I've shown you today, and you have some new employees you'd like to add. So this is where you'll come into the bottom of the users and add the address of the person, and you'll click Add User. And then from there, if you're granting them full access, so access to everything on the account, once you choose Account Admin, it will default to select all, and you'll click Save Changes. If you just want someone to be able to submit paperwork, you would do Order Tests, Just Viewing Reports, and I believe, yeah, Just Viewing Reports, Ordering Supplies, or sometimes we just have, accounts receivable or accounts payable doing just billing. So they're just coming in, viewing the invoices, and choosing to pay. So kind of up to you. Once you check the permissions, click Save Changes. It'll say permissions updated, and then let this person know she's going to get an email, a registration email. So she just has to click here to register, fill out her name and information, and then select her password, and then she'll be able to get logged in and then view this dashboard just as I've shown you today. So if you're having any trouble with that, or your person that you've added is, please contact me at any point, and I'm happy to get people set up for you as well. If someone leaves the company, you'll just come in here and unselect their permissions and then click Save Changes. That's all that you need to do. And then probably let us know too, in case we have them in our system to receive any information or reports. And then your profile. So you can come in here and update your password by clicking here, typing it, and doing reset password. You'll notice email address is grayed out. That's because, again, we have it in our system, sometimes as the invoice email, sometimes as the reporting email. So we like you to let us know so we can make those changes for you. But you can make all the other changes needed on here. And then since this is an internal account, I want to show you. So you will get an emailed invoice the first week in the month after testing. You'll click on View Invoices. And then I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint because this is what that would look like if there was an active invoice there. So you would have your invoice number, your account number, your due date. You'll get two options. You'll get the Pay button and then the View Invoice button if you need to view the invoice. I have a note here until we make, more advancements on the Invoices tab. I always say, print off so that you have record of it. Also, once payment is complete, that invoice goes away. That invoice button goes away. So if you need any requested invoice copies too, you can always call us. Our accounts receivable will be happy to email those to you. But then once you click that button, you'll be able to type in your card number and accept the terms, and then click process order, and it will give you like a little message that the payment was successful. So you can always print that page or take a screenshot. Again, we can email you receipts for payment. So that is the basic overview of the portal. As you have already typed in questions here, you can feel free to speak or type in any questions that I didn't cover in your little chat function there. And then if you don't have any questions, I will touch base with you after this, Michelle, and I will put up my information here while you guys are kind of signing off. This is my direct number and my direct email address. So please feel free. You can also contact our regular, customer service number, and they can get you over to me. I'm extension 330. But happy to answer your questions at any point. And then again, look for our YouTube channel and our future webinars. We do one of these each month towards the end of the month. And then we'll be doing some industry specific webinars. So keep an eye out for those. And then again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me, but greatly appreciate your time and being a client of Midwest Lab. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day.